across the pond in the United Kingdom just a few weeks ago until the star of the Summer Olympics. And a judge in Great Britain today gave the go-ahead to a controversial plan to put anti-aircraft missiles on the roof of a London apartment building. Folks who live in this 17-story place called Fredwig Tower had argued the missiles would make them a terror target. The building's about 2 miles from Olympic Park, but the judge ruled there was no real threat to the residents and that the missiles were necessary for Olympic security. There's word the British Army will begin construction within just days. The Fox Sports chief correspondent Jonathan Hunt, who lived in that neighborhood apparently at one point, in our New York studios tonight. Jonathan, residents are understandably pretty disturbed about this.
Yeah, imagine, Shep, if security officials suddenly said to the good people of Kansas City that the All-Star game is an attractive target for terrorists and therefore, in the name of national security, they need to put missiles on the roofs of homes and apartment buildings within sight of Kaufman Stadium there. Well, that's exactly what is happening in London at this Fredwig apartment building. And lawyers for the residents who fought this said this is the British government essentially saying they can do whatever they want militarily with someone's homes. Missiles on the roofs, they say. Soldiers in the living rooms could be next. Listen.
We have always believed that an Englishman's home was his castle, not a forward operating base. It was something where we were protected, where we could enjoy the quiet enjoyment of our homes. The clear implication of this judgment is that so long as the Ministry of Defence considers that national security is in play, you no longer have quiet enjoyment of your home. Your home is no longer your castle.
Now, some other residents of that neighbourhood, in which I did live for a time, are more sanguine about it, saying that given that it's not perhaps the nicest part of London, a few missiles and a few soldiers around in the neighbourhood might not be the worst thing for the next month or so.
You're too much, man. UK officials say this is all part of an overall security strategy.
Yes, and a huge security strategy. Something like 27,500 security personnel will be on duty. Those missiles designed to take down any hijacked aircraft that might aim for any Olympics-related buildings or any others. They've also got fighter jets on standby and helicopters. As for those missiles, the Ministry of Defence, spelt correctly in the British way with a C, said in a statement, "We maintain that ground-based air defence is an essential part of the multi-layered air security plan, and we have always said we are planning for the worst-case scenario, not the most likely scenario." And a lot of terrorism experts will tell you, Shep, that what they fear the most likely scenario is not some big so-called spectacular attack like a hijacked aircraft, but far more likely lone wolf attacks, somebody walking into a pub, for instance, carrying a backpack bomb. That's what they say security officials are most worried about throughout this Olympic period, Shep.
Understandably so. Jonathan Hunt on the missile launchers in London. And